Hey everyone, it's Fun Around, and my name is Jordan. Yes, it is extremely late. I did not do anything for the trade deadline. I didn't want to make some picks, and then all of a sudden some guys were traded, and then that would, change some things up. Rosters were being changed all day long, and it's going to affect picks for the next week or so. We have to see how these guys play with their new teams and how teams play without the guys that they sent away. This is just a time of year to try to outthink the books. I know you might be laughing because they're thinking of two and trying to adjust lines, but maybe you can find an edge somewhere. With all this movement and everything. So rankings with defense versus position almost should get completely reset. Yes, I'm going to use what we have for the past month, how teams have been playing, especially teams that haven't changed too much versus that position. But as we go, 1 week or 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks, I'll look just 2 weeks back to the trade deadline and see how teams are playing then. So it's just an adjustment period that you have to do in the middle of the NBA year. It happens every single year. So I do have a few picks for you. Pinned comment will be live if I do find anything later on, depending on who's going to be playing and stuff like that. We don't have definitive news on some guys being traded if they're going to be playing or not. I did see Jonas Valanciunas was playing for the Kings, so that was pretty quick that he got there. But you will see images that come up on the screen right here. That's from a data app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description, and it'll give you a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So this first pick, if you've been watching this channel for a while, I really like this guy, and they've bumped the lineup by one. They did it last game, and now it's still at the same place. And it's Nikola Jovic of the Heat, over 16.5 points plus assist at -115. I have mentioned him before, and people said he wasn't playing, and they thought I was saying Jokic, but this is the one with the AV that plays for the Heat. So the Heat did make a trade. They traded Jimmy Butler away, and they're getting Andrew Wiggins. They're getting Kyle Anderson. They also went and got David Mitchell from the Raptors. So they have some guys coming in. I'm not sure if they're going to be playing or not, but Kyle Anderson is somewhat of a wing / power forward, not very offensively skilled. But I think the guys that are coming in are going to affect minutes for someone like Jaime Jaquez, someone like Duncan Robinson, or Haywood Highsmith. I think Nikola Jovic has definitely earned his minutes that he has been getting. The way he has been playing, he's definitely going to be a part of their future and their outlook. So he's going up against the Nets, who give up the 12th most points to the power forward position and the 3rd most three-pointers made to the power forward position. And they also give up the 10th most assists overall. Jovic has been getting a decent amount of assists. You could just go with points. It's 4 extra with the assists now, or you could just look at his assist. Recent history, the past 2 games, he played 35 plus minutes. Now, if all these guys aren't ready to play yet and they're not in uniform, we could be looking at another 35 plus minute game, and that would be huge if they announce that Wiggins and all those guys are not ready to suit up. They got to go through physicals or whatever. But even when he was playing less minutes, 28 to 30 minutes, which is I think the range that he's going to be getting when he gets hot shooting, he plays more minutes, and that's what happened the past couple of games. But I think we're looking at 28 to 30 minutes for him off the bench, and he's gone over this mark in 9 out of the last 11 games, shooting 10 field goal attempts a game, making 6 shots. He's very efficient. And the last 5 games, he's averaging 3 makes at 6 attempts over the last 5 games. So shooting very well from the 3-point line as well. So head to head, he has played the Brooklyn Nets twice this year while he has been on this run and on this stretch. Both games are pretty identical on the overs, and obviously did not go over last year. He wasn't playing as many minutes. And then home and away. He's gone over in 4 straight games on the road and 7 of his last 10 games. So if you're using a sports book and you want to add on something just to boost the payout a little bit, you could go with 2+ 3-pointers made. Add that on to the line, boost the payout a little bit, because he's gone over in 13 the last 15 games. He gets a lot of his points at the 3-point line. So if he's going to hit his points plus assists, he's probably going to knock down 2+ 3-pointers as well. So that's Nikola Jovic with a V of the Heat over 16.5 points plus assists. I'm going to keep taking it until they really bump this up to make me have to think about it. So if you guys could, please like the video. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You can just say hello. And also, if you want to get away from Prizepicks, all those flat lines and all that, and try out something with more dynamic payouts, more options, check out Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, ChalkBoard, or Better. Underdog's matching up to $1,000 right now. Better's matching your first bet up to $250, the rest up to $100. Match promo code is fine around 11. Links are in the description. That'll take you there with the promo code. This next pick is going to be an under, and I'm going to go with Scotty Barnes under 20.5 points at -105. I believe I missed this at 21.5, but I'm still going to take the bump down. The line it was at 20.5. It went down to 19.5, 20.5, 21. It's kind of in this range right here. And for -105, we're not getting like a -120 or something like that. So I'm fine with it. The spread here for this game, the Raptors versus the Thunder, is 19 points, and they're playing in Oklahoma City. So the Thunder give up the second least points to the power forward position, and they have Chet Holmgren coming back. Obviously going to be on a minutes restriction, but his presence there is going to make it very difficult for Scotty Barnes to get good looks and shots up. So even when he comes off the court, they're giving up the second least points to the power forward position, and now you made it just even more difficult for him. So recent history, he's had some good games there that you see. He went over against the Hawks, the Pelicans, and the Wizards. Teams that give up a ton of points. He should go over in those matchups. The one impressive one that I see there, he went over against the Knicks, and they actually give up the least points to the power forward position. So that was an impressive one. So I'm not going to knock him for that, but the Hawks, Pelicans, and Wizards, yeah, you're supposed to go over against those teams. So the Raptors will be without RJ Barrett, without Brandon Ingram, who they just traded for, and without Jakob Poeltl. So a lot of offensive duties going to be pushed towards Scotty Barnes. Him, Emmanuel Quickley, and Grady Dick are going to have to, try to get some offense up against this Thunder defense that is just like suffocating. So I think this game could get ugly very quickly, and that's what happened the last time around that they played. So in the head-to-head matchups earlier this year, he had just 12 points. Did not play as much because it was a 37-point blowout. And now I didn't check the roster at the time, but I feel like this roster is even worse than what it would have been back then. So going even beyond, that last game with that 37-point blowout, he has only scored 19 points versus them. That's his high against the Thunder. In 6 career games against the Thunder, his high is 19 points. He has never got 20+ points against the Thunder in his entire career. Now, if he goes out there and he gets 21+ and against Chet Holmgren and this Thunder team who are just on fire right now with almost none of his teammates there, obviously his shot volume is going to be higher with those guys out. But this season with RJ Barrett not there, he has gone under in 7 out of 10 games. And the last 5 games, he's shooting just 39% with 18 attempts and then 20% from the 3-point line. He's just not getting quality shots up, and all the defensive attention is going to be on Scotty Barnes, essentially. So like him for under 20.5 points, -105. And then this last one that I have for you guys, there are some lines that I'm still on the fence about. So I'm I'll sleep on those. But this one is going to be Joel Embiid over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -115. The matchup is Detroit. They give up the 11th most points and the 4th most assists to the center position. They give up the 3rd least rebounds. But historically, he's done very well rebounding against the Pistons. Over the last 3 seasons, he's averaging almost 13 rebounds against them. So in 9 games in those past 3 years, he's only gone under 10 rebounds one time, and that's what this line is adding on to. They had nine rebounds. So he has 8 double-doubles in the last 9 games versus the Pistons. So not too worried about rebounds, even though the matchup is tough. Recent history, he came back from injury at one point, and he was on a minutes restriction, and everyone who took his over, they got crushed. So he did it again. He was fine. And this time around, he came back from injury and surprised all of us, played 36 minutes and just absolutely crushed it, put up a triple-double. And then he rested the next game, and now he's back for another one. So he shot 23 shots, 9 free throw attempts in that 36-minute game. And the spread on this game is 2.5 points in the Sixers' favor. So they're projecting this to be a competitive game, and that's all we need, I believe, here is a competitive game for him to get those 30 plus minutes, and he should go over this line. He's hit this line in 5 straight games. That goes back pre-injury for this injury. In this line, he hit an 87% of games last season, so not too worried about it. All we need is a competitive game, and he should crush this. Head-to-head, he went over in all 4 games last year, 50-plus PRA in every single one of those games. Not too worried about him struggling or anything like that. He's going to get the volume. He's going to get the shots up. He's going to pass the ball. He might be looking at another triple-double. He is still very talented. He just needs to be healthy and get those minutes and be on the court, and he should be able to get this done pretty easily. So that's Joel Embiid over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists, -115. And then before I get into this recap, I do want to shout out a new app, Novig. They are a social sports book like Fliff. I can use them in South Carolina, and check out the states on the screen. If your state is there, you can bet money lines, you can bet spreads, you can do single bets, stuff you can't do on things like Prizepicks or Underdog in states where they don't allow sports books like DraftKings or Fanduel. So I'm able to do it with this app. Fliff doesn't allow that. So check it out. I'll put a link in the pinned comment that'll take you there. And then the promo code, they'll give you $5 free. And then the promo code is FINDAROUND11, all caps, and they'll give you 50% off your first $25. So definitely check out Novig. And then also, if you want to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can talk about lines all day long there, talk about Super Bowl, all that good stuff. And then the last video, I had Zach Edey over 18.5 points plus rebounds, -106. He crushed this. And that was against the Raptors. I did look at Isaiah Hartenstein against the Raptors. Jakob won't be playing, but I am worried about that blowout. And for something like rebounds, I don't know how much Chet Holmgren's going to take away there. So staying away from Hartenstein for today on Friday. I also mentioned his double-double for +240 if you took that. And then I had Jalen Duren for 23.5 points plus rebounds. He got into early foul trouble. Ended up getting pretty close, 10 rebounds and 8 points. And even with all the foul trouble, probably would have had 6 to 8 more minutes added on if he wasn't in foul trouble, and he easily would have had the double-double and cleared this line. But if they win the overtime, I think he definitely gets this done. But Darius Garland knocked down that 3, and that was one of those moments where I'm a Cavs fan, and I'm like, I'm glad we won, but probably would have hit this bet. So yeah, missed on that. And then in the pinned comment, I had Wemby threes. He ended up with 2 of them. His volume has dropped, and it may keep dropping, and be more efficient with De'Aaron Fox there and get more 2-pointers That might be the direction they're headed with that lineup. And then I had Jaden McDaniels over first half fantasy score for Prizepicks, and that one ended up missing. He just needed to do one other thing in the first half, and he missed that. So hopefully we have a pretty good day on Friday. I'm going to get this edited and get it out to you because it's very late. It's the final round. My name is Jordan. God bless you all. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.